Quote of the day: the power to question is the basis of all human progress. Now let's get to the charts. We're going to be covering Matic today. So altcoin of the day, Matic. We're going to start off on the 4-hour, then zoom out to the daily, the weekly, look at, multiple time frames. We're going to look at closing prices, Heikin-Ashi candles, all that good stuff. So if you like the video today, give us a thumbs up, follow us on Twitter, Telegram, and Patreon for more content. So let's get right to it. The 4-hour chart, we're on the verge of, we're closing this candle in 30 seconds here. So depending on when you watch this, let's see where we end up closing. We've been down here before. We've wicked down lower than before, but in TA, you're just looking at odds, right? All TA is useful for is increasing your odds for you knowing something that the rest of the market may not know, at least as quick as you. So looking at this, what we need to be looking at is a close above this line, around the 97-cent mark. We are right on it right now. So depending on when you watch this, we'll see where that ends up closing. If we close under it, that would just increases your odds of this rolling over temporarily. This is a nice bullish uptrend move. But a little frothy across the table on many altcoins as well as Bitcoin, but we'll see, right? This is a lot of momentum behind it. We just end up closing. We'll see where this next candle closes. Unfortunately, we have 4 hours until that candle closes, so we could wick lower. As you've seen, we've even wicked down to like 94 cents here and then come back up and closed in this channel. This is on the 4-hour chart, so if we do end up closing and rolling over and just taking a breather, we need to kind of look at our next potential level. Not a lot of support in this area, so let's zoom out and look left, and then maybe we can find some more important key levels back in this area right here. So looking at kind of the top of these candles right in there, that's kind of a nice little zone. That zone is from like 93 cents to 94, almost 95, so anywhere in there. We could find some potential support beyond that. Like if we crash under that, right, we've probably got some more downside to go. I don't know how much help you're going to get out of these little, stages here. Obviously, most alts depend on what Bitcoin's doing. This is the most logical level based on the charts. Somewhere around 93, 95 for a kind of just a, a throwback blast outside, right? A throwback is once you break out of a previous, resistance zone that flipped from support right here, or resistance flipped, and now that you want to hold that as support right here. So that would be ideal anywhere in that area, right? You break out, throwback right here, and then continue on your merry way, hopefully to the upside for the bulls, right? So let's clear this out, zoom out to the bigger time frames. How about the daily, right? We're looking here. What do we like? What do we not like, right? You want to look at bulls and bears sides, right? You don't want to fit your narrative to just bullish or just bearish. You need to be looking, no matter how painful it is, if you're a super bull, you need to also be looking at the dangers that loom below, right? So far, look at the daily candle, right? We've wicked down right to the MA8. Fantastic. This same holds true right here for this, the one we just looked at on the 4-hour, right? Same thing, right? That's that same zone. So as long as we hear it there, we're good. On the daily chart, we could even wick it down a little bit lower. EMA 8 and 14 are your friends in a bullish uptrend. If you can bounce off of those, no problem. It's when you start closing under both of those where the issues start to arise. So we still have about 8 hours until we close this candle on the daily. As long as we're above the EMA 8, no sweat. We're still good. Healthy, this is what you want to remain bullish, right? You can't just go up indefinitely. You have to have these little breaks, and then you can continue the trend. You have to be able to reset the indicators every now and again. I would dare to even say we could come down to the 200, around 90 cents, and still kind of be more bullish than bearish, at least for Matic on the daily chart. So let's look at a couple indicators and see what we're looking like. So we have our RSI. We're creeping down. That's still okay. We're above a lot of altcoins. Matic's one of the more bullish ones, at least chart-wise, right? Looking at the stochastic, right, we're starting to lose momentum here. That's not a big deal, right? This is just based on the RSI, and the RSI is based on price. The stochastic is based on the RSI. The founders that made this indicator say you want to wait for both of these lines to cross into the shaded area. So the red is the average of the blue, right? The blue, you can see kind of jig-jags all around, right? The red is a little bit more smooth. That's why it's the average of the blue. So they're the same thing. It's just you want to wait for really both of them to cross in here before you're confirmed a loss of momentum in a bigger way. So that's around the 80 level. So be watching for that on the daily chart, right? Let's zoom back out, see if we got anything else. the ADX and the I, whoops, ADX and the I, whoops, copy and paste. There we go. ADX and DI, the ADX is trending up, so that's great. The bulls are in charge, right? That's the green. The DI positive, the DI negative, the bears is in the red, right? You don't want to see those cross. They're kind of trying to gain some traction going up, but still, I mean, clear cut. If your ADX, the orange line is above 25, it's a powerful move. And then whoever's on charge is in power, right? Plain and simple. So who do we got? There you go. Right. So looking at the daily, we're still good there. On balance volume, right? That confirms the trend. We're looking good there. So far, so good. What we're looking at on here is the Fisher transform has triggered down, but you know, on the daily chart, it can be a little bit of a fake out, right? You can have these little moves that are hesitate. You want to wait till your lines are parallel to each other, like train tracks. While they're doing this, although that triggers a sell, right? That triggers loss of momentum. There's a lot of math involved in this indicator. So if I only had to use one, this would be it, Fisher transform. So if you don't have it, get it. And you wait for the confirmation from running parallel, and then you can be a little more confident in your trade. You don't want to use indicators to trade. You want to confirm your thesis. So if you're well in profit and you start to see this happen, maybe you start taking some profits. No guarantees, but that's kind of how that works. So looking at that, that's about it on the daily chart. So we want to hold the MA8 or the 14, and we're still okay, right? Zoom out to the weekly, see if we got any bigger trends going on with Matic. Matic loves to get these little super pumps and then, you know, these super sell-offs. Look at that back-to-back weeks there. We'll see if we end up doing that this week, or is this going to be kind of a fake out to make you think it's going to do this and kind of hold the trend, right? Obviously going to depend on what Bitcoin's doing. So the 50-week, that's right now, that's at 95.71. Hold that, we're good. But really, kind of your breakout move here got above this last high. That's at 92 cents on the weekly. So that's also at the 100-week. So now we're looking at that, still okay, right? Let's see about indicators here. We're still gaining momentum on the weekly, right? Stochastic is for momentum, so that's good. Your weekly RSI above 50, so that's more bullish than bearish, right? You can kind of see the divider line here, right? We're looking at, whoops, yeah, and you can, that's a good point, right? Look, accidents by mistake, I don't know. We're looking at, you know, the dividing line, right? If you're kind of above the 50, you're more bullish. If you're below the 50, you're more bearish on the RSI. You're showing more strength compared to the rest of the market. That's what RSI means. Relative strength compared to the rest of them. So if your coin is, you know, at 54, great. Go look at some other coins first. A lot of coins are down in here, right? Some coins are up in here. You need to be outperforming other coins, or why are you holding said coin, right? So that's that. Let's go look at anything else. How about ADX and the I, right? Still bulls in charge, gaining momentum. Not quite to that 25 level yet, but I'd like to see us take out 25, get above this, make a new higher high on the ADX. Bulls are still in charge, so don't panic just yet. How about Fisher transform, right? This is a great one. Running train tracks parallel in the weekly chart, looking good. So more bullish than not. Now, anything else? Not really. Bitcoin hash ribbons have crossed by. Looking at this weekly chart, if you're looking at maybe speculating a little bit, this is taking a lot, but right, we're seeing kind of a head and shoulders pattern potentially forming here, right? So this could last another couple weeks, maybe even a month. But what we would not want to see is a break below 70-ish cents right there. That would confirm the head and shoulders. If we start to roll over here, right, that would be bad. But this doesn't confirm until you're closing under this candle right here. That close is 74 cents. You close under 74 on the weekly. This could end up rough, but I don't think that's the odds. So just be aware of it. Monitor that over the coming weeks. Now, if we come out and we take out this high, then this whole, you know, that head and shoulders pattern is null and void, right? Because you have to have a higher high in the middle and lower peaks on the side. So that's what we're looking for. So to that, one close above 114 and good to go, right? So watch for this. Weekly Bollinger Bands a little bit more narrow than we've seen in a while out of Matic. So we'll see if we got a big move to the upside coming in the near future, right? We'd like to see a nice green big candle down here, confirm the volume. I mean, look at all these buy volumes down over here towards the, you know, the the final stages of the last bull run, right? Nice volume. We haven't had anything like that out of Matic just yet. I think most altcoins are probably still going to wait for Bitcoin to kind of settle down, find its footing, run sideways for, a couple days, weeks, and then kaboom. All right, so quote of the day you got, Matic of the day you got. What else do we got? Cars of the day: Acura, Honda, NSX, whichever you want to choose. Old school, new school. Looking good. All right. I'll see you on the next one. Thumbs up if you haven't already. Twitter, Telegram, Patreon. I'll see you there.